Assalamu alaikum. This is our first video of the recipe of chocolate buns in the Biryani channel. First things first, we are going to add warm water, 1/4 cup. It needs to be kind of lukewarm water, then followed by 1/2 cup of milk, and then we are going to add 1/8 cup of sugar. This is to activate the yeast that is going to be needed in this recipe. I am using instant dry yeast. You can use whatever is available at your end. This I have mentioned specifically as 6 grams because the packet I was using was 11 grams and it had to be used for 1/2 kg of all-purpose flour, and I was using only 2 cups, which comes to around 250 grams. So now we are adding the dry ingredients, which is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Add salt, 1/4 teaspoon. We're going to slightly mix it a little and keep it aside. Now taking back the yeast mixture, which needs to kind of fluff up, we have to keep it aside for 5 minutes, during which it will fluff up a little. To that we've added oil and 1 large egg. We have to mix it well, and then we are going to add the wet mixture to the dry mixture in 2 batches so that we don't end up with lumps. Try to mix it with the whisk, but once it is difficult, you can keep the whisk aside and use your hands. This dough has to be kneaded for at least 10 to 15 minutes. If you have a hand mixer or a stand mixer, you can use that, but kneading with the hand is preferred. Now I am transferring it to my working board, and I'm going to be kneading it over here. We are going to take the right end of the dough, turn it up and push it over itself. This is how we are going to knead the dough, and we have to keep kneading it for at least 10 to 15 minutes. The stickiness of the dough goes away after quite some time, and if it is still sticky, you can add a little all-purpose flour. After kneading the dough for a few minutes, you have to make it into a ball. That is done by bringing your pinky fingers together and twisting it as shown in the video. And after this, you have to oil a large bowl really well and put the dough ball in the large bowl, cover it with oil really nicely because this is going to rise. Now you can rise it in a warm place for 1 hour or in the refrigerator overnight, and it will slow rise. This is an overnight rise. You can even let it sit for 1 hour in a warm place. It works absolutely fine. Now you have to puncture the dough so that it lets out all the air in it, and then you have to knead it once again. There is a lot of kneading in this recipe, but it is all worth it, and it is not really a pain. It is absolutely fine if you're working with it as slowly as you can or as fast as you can. You have to repeat the same technique, push the dough over itself, and that is how you're going to knead the dough. And once the dough has been kneaded for quite a few minutes, you have to then cut it into small portions. You can even use a kitchen scale for this to be accurate with the size of the buns that you need. You can go with as big bun as you want or as small as you want, but this will be again kept for another 30 minutes for its proofing time. So you have to make it slightly a little smaller than you want because it will again proof and it will grow bigger. And initially I was going to make 8 buns out of this dough, but then I changed my mind and I made around 12 or 13, I guess. That's why I have the final count of dough balls in front of you. Now we are going to put the chocolate in the dough balls. This is completely your preference of how much chocolate you want to put in one bun. I have put only one piece of chocolate in one dough ball, and you have to wrap it in such a way that it does not leave any opening for the chocolate to ooze out while baking. And I'm going to repeat the same steps for all the dough balls, and that's why it is in time lapse, and you'll be seeing the next slide soon. Now these are the dough balls with the chocolate in them, and this is going to rest for another 30 minutes for a proofing method, and this is done so that the dough balls turn out really airy and fluff and all good things. Now we are going to give it a milk wash. You can give an egg wash or an oil wash, whatever suits you, but milk wash and an egg wash is a good option. And now we are going to bake this in a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius for 20 to 25 minutes. You need to preheat the oven for around 10 to 15 minutes, and then you have to put these buns in. These will turn out really soft and chocolatey, and you can dust some icing sugar over it, and it is a very good treat. Please subscribe to our channel. This is a new channel, and do leave your likes, comments, and share our video. Thank you so much. Fi aman Allah.